The following photographs show some sort of figure standing in the middle of a dark room. Their expression is one of fright. Their skin looks to be pale, with dark hollow eyes and a mouth that has been pulled around their chin. Dark hair falls from their head, very reminiscent of Samara Morgan from The Ring. The photo has shown up on various Discord servers since 2013. The original image traces back to the deviant art creator Wolfie the Fox. Wolfie's illustration appears to be done in charcoal or some sort of higher-end art pencil. The eyes on the figure are wide, and the jaw hangs open, revealing 5 pointy teeth. If the figure could make a noise, it looks like it would be releasing a blood-curdling scream. The piece is titled The Grudge and is based off of the character from the movie of the same name. The movie's premise follows a curse born when someone dies in extreme rage or sorrow and lingers where that person died. Those who encounter it will die, and the curse is reborn repeatedly, passing from victim to victim in the endless growing chain of horror. Who edited the original illustration into the dark room is still unknown. A Reddit user on r/Internet Mysteries posted this disturbing photograph. Their caption reads, "Does anyone know where this image comes from? This image has been burned into my memory after seeing it a couple years back in a Try Not to Get Scared challenge, and I believe it was used in the movie Skinnamarink. If anyone has any info, please let me know." The image itself is very dark. It almost looks as if it could be the interior of a closet. Clothes hang on the right side of the frame, while a scary face can be seen sitting in the darkness. The face has a set of very large eyes, accentuated by their very distinct black pupils. The skin appears to be gray, and their mouth looks like it is hanging open in a macabre grin. Some of the users have compared the photo to that of Robbie, the rabbit from Silent Hill 3. When looking at photos of Robbie, I can see how people would think that, given the rabbit's very large eyes, but I don't think it's quite a match. The image traces back to a creepypasta titled "Don't Look at Mandu." The story follows a malevolent spirit that is seeking revenge for wrongdoings. The author writes, "Mandu is slowly getting closer to you. Do not look. Stay still. Once again, Mandu hates being looked for. That trepidation you're feeling from head to toe, it means that Mandu isn't very far. Try to suppress any traumatic memories. Mandu will make you relive them. Don't think about your darkest fears. Mandu will make them real." This is a common occurrence, however, for a creepypasta to utilize a photo found from another creepypasta. Whether the Mandu story is the first one to use it, I'm not sure, but many people believe that the image was also used in a story known as The Grifter. More on that shortly. This next image is extremely unsettling. It appears to be a little boy wearing a striped shirt. His face is corpse-like, but instead of deep, dark sockets, his eyes are still intact and bulging in opposite directions. It appears as if the boy is in the middle of laughing, his large gums resting over top his small teeth. Like many of the photographs on this list, they are made to accompany online horror stories. This one stems from scaryforkids.com. It is a story called Ugly Boy and follows a beautiful married couple who give birth to a child who is extremely ugly and disturbing to look at. But this is not the only story in which the image shows up. Remember The Grifter? The Grifter is an alleged video that first appeared on 4chan. The original video has since been deleted, but those who got to see it described it as something far more horrible than they could ever imagine. The few that have watched it were rumored to have been found killed in their homes, with one thing in common between the murders being a strange doll hidden somewhere inside the victim's home. In 2009, an edited version of the original Grifter video was uploaded to YouTube by Joe Jacob 666. At the 25-second mark, the ugly boy can be seen flashing on screen very quickly. This is where the image grew in popularity. Many of the other images in the video from Joe Jacob feature clips from a movie titled Little Otik, based on a classic fairy tale of an infertile couple who adopt a tree stump as their baby. It quickly grows into an all-devouring monster that eats the cat and then the postman. This image of the ugly boy, however, does not appear in the film. Joe Jacob has since come out and said that the grifter was all fake, but has not mentioned this image itself. Whether Joe Jacob made the image or not is not known. This image shows a figure in what appears to be a Mickey Mouse costume. It looks like they are in some sort of decrepit basement. The costume is dirty, rudimentary even. Many people associate it with Disney horror stories. The basement isn't a basement, but instead an underground tunnel beneath Disney that workers use to travel unseen. The origin of the picture is talked about by Twitter user Nico Delafabs. In this post from March 2023, Nico says, "My friend at I Hate Annabelle dated a guy a while back who had a Birdo tattoo, and when he went to get the tattoo, the artist was like, 'So, are you getting a tattoo of Birdo?' And his response was, 'I just think she's a really sultry lady.' And I think about that all the time." And along with this thread is the image of Mickey in the basement. The caption from Nico says, "This same friend, once again at I Hate Annabelle, also dated the guy pictured in this viral image turned to meme. I Hate Annabelle has yet to outwardly state the identity of the person in the photo or any other details." This seemingly normal image of someone's living room is home to a dark secret. Towards the middle of the photo, on the left-hand side, we can see a window. If we zoom in, we can see a pair of what looks to be nocturnal eyes staring at us. Towards the right is a doorway. A figure in a long-sleeve white shirt appears to be hovering there. The photo stems from this Reddit post from a user who has since deleted their account. Their original caption reads, "This photo has haunted my camera roll for about a year now, and I finally have a place to share it. Took this photo on accident when Snapchatting someone. In the window in the bottom left is what I believe to be some sort of ghost or spirit. P.S. I don't own any pets." Comments on the original post believe that the image is suffering from compression artifacts. This is a phenomenon that occurs when digital images are compressed and lose data as a result. This leaves the image looking distorted or different from its original state. This enhanced version of the photo from user I Have a Story to Tell shows the figure in the doorway. It almost looks as if a shrunken head is sitting on its shoulders. A pair of eyes similar to those in the window stare at us. Here is an unsettling photograph featuring 5 figures standing over 2 people resting in the middle. The 5 figures seem to be in mid-dance. They are wearing similar attire, a black dress and a strange hat that seems to have 2 droopy ears or horns on either side. On each of the figures' outfits are a unique set of letters and symbols. The one on the far right looks to have the most legible English alphabet on the bottom of her dress. The letters are CALCU. I really hope that it doesn't spell out the word calculus, because that would be the most terrifying aspect of this photo. The 2 people lying in the middle seem to be asleep or unconscious. It's difficult to tell the setting of the picture with what appears to be a singular tree trunk in the background. It later came out that the photograph is of a Vassar Trig Ceremony. Vassar is a private liberal arts college in Poughkeepsie, New York, and they have a tradition that celebrates their completion of a well-disliked trigonometry course. A committee is selected by sophomores of the school to write and perform an original drama to initiate the freshman class into the trig study. The productions were often parodies of well-known folk or musicals and would include songs throughout or at the end. They would often feature numerous references to trigonometry and the class years involved. The sophomores preparing these performances went to great lengths to hide their plans, fearing that censorship by the faculty could take place. This photograph in particular follows the story of Adam and Eve, who are pictured in the center of the dancing figures. Their deaths are rejoiced over by the mathematical imps standing above them. The following is a chain of related images. Some of them appear to be nonsensical glitches or data that has been corrupted. But amidst the photographs are a couple images that stand out. The first is a distinct face that stares back at us through the glitching. The color is reminiscent of the Matrix. The eyes are black and hollow, never ending as they stare at you. The next is another face, only this one is much more passive. It stares down at the ground with its eyes closed. These images were posted by Reddit user Tie-Fi-Die. Dolly II is an artificial intelligence system that can create realistic images and art forms from a description in natural language. What you are seeing is what the AI considered to be the most disturbing images ever. They were apparently so disturbing that Dolly II immediately shut down, its source code was deleted, and hard drives containing all data were physically destroyed. All members of OpenAI were arrested and then placed on trial for their crimes against humanity. This last image is personal for me. It was one that I would see in my nightmares after reading the creepypasta known as the Russian sleep experiment. It shows a mangled, human-like creature with large eyes and sharp teeth. It almost looks to be chained and tied up in a straitjacket. Despite this, it smiles at whatever it is looking at menacingly. Its story, unlike the photo itself, is much less sinister. The image itself shows a Halloween prop named Spasm. The prop was made by Morbid Enterprises and was initially released in 2005. Bigger Halloween chains like Spirit Halloween would have carried it. Its appearance is based off of a psychotic-looking man in a straitjacket with a starving appearance attributed to its skeletal face. His smile is chilling. As most of us know now, Spasm's rise to popularity was due to the Russian sleep experiment. The user known as I Read Creepypastas was the first to make the popular video on the legend. For the video, he took the Spasm prop and placed it on a bed with a little light, making many believe it was one of the victims of the said experiment. Years later, however, someone linked an image of the Spasm prop, allowing people to finally see that the legend was fake. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you enjoy content like this, please make sure to subscribe to Something Sinister.